Hi, Peder Quello here, independent mortgage broker at Vantage Mortgage Brokers, and today I want to share with you a few of the key benefits and also a few cons of the VA Assumability Feature. And also, if it does make sense for you, want to go over a couple of the next steps for you to make. So let's dive right on into the benefits. The main benefit is if you were able to lock into an incredible rate of it in the 2s or 3s and looking to sell your home, a potential buyer can come in and assume those incredible terms, which is a major benefit for the buyer and will help set your listing apart in a huge way. Fees are also super low. There's only a 0.5% VA funding fee. You want to check with the servicer for other fees as well. A military service member or a non-military service member can assume your loan, but if a non-military service member does, your VA entitlement is going to stay with that home, so that will impact your future use of it if you wanted to use that for your next home. If it is a military service member and their eligibility is enough to purchase a home, they can release you from yours so that you would be able to use your entitlement for the next one. In either case, you're going to want to make sure they're qualified and can make payments, because if they default, that can impact your future ability to get a VA loan. Now let's go into a few cons. The servicer does have to approve this, and that can be a clunky process. They'll have their own debt to income ratio requirements, credit score requirements, and it can take a lot of time. Sometimes they'll also have to get the VA to sign off on it as well. So that is one thing to think about. You want to make sure that you can release your liability as much as possible. One additional thing to consider here as a seller, if this is going to be a benefit you're really going to want to market, is what the gap is between what your current loan amount is and what your target list price is. The larger that gap is, the potential buyer is going to have to cover that gap with cash to close. So your pool of buyers is going to go down the larger and larger this gap is. So that's another consideration just to think about as you're thinking about, is this right for you? If you are in the category where you think this might make sense as a seller, your next steps are to connect with your current servicer, find out what are the closing costs, what is their timeline, what is the process for approving a potential buyer to be able to assume your loan, just to make sure your loan is assumable. Then would be to list with a really good agent. So if you don't have any great agents, I would love to be able to connect you with some. And if you're a buyer, your next step is to connect with a great realtor who can help find these opportunities of these listings that have the VA Assumability Feature. So again, if you don't have a realtor, I would love to connect you to a great one. If I can be of assistance in any way, I would love to help. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you.